Yeah. Come on. Welcome.
Good evening. Sean Higgs coming at you here. Late night money for Friday, the 23rd. Looking at Friday action. That's how we roll. Welcome on into the show. Mr. Sean Higgs on the Twitter world. You could also find the Late Night Money, Midday Money podcast, Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Google, so whatever. Wherever you find your podcast, come find the Midday Money Show. Give it a follow. Cost you anything to follow, just like it doesn't cost you anything to hit the like buttons. Winning free picks. Sean Higgs, YouTube, either one, both of them. Always follow both. Doesn't hurt you to follow both. What do you? I mean, I don't even keep notifications on my phone, so I can't say, oh, put their notifications on because you know we do the show. You know we do the show. It's noon and midnight. It's pretty simple. But give the channels a follow. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Let me tweet out here tomorrow's stuff, and I'll even put it in the chat here. No, you know what? I'll keep you hanging on for 2 minutes because YouTube, you need, I think, like somebody's got to watch for like a minute and a half or something before it registers as a view. Anyway, all right, let's recap here yesterday. What do we have? The Orlando Magic winner in the NBA, chugging along there. We'll take it. We'll take it, winner in the NBA. Thank you. College hoops to go at 3-1. Not too shabby. Florida Atlantic, St. Francis, PA, Minnesota, Idaho does not get there. I go 2-1-1 in premiums. I get Bellarmine with a push. Are you kidding me? Come on. It's another push. Not going to lie. You saw me. I crinkled it up, folded that little puppy up and got rid of it, but I still have numbers written down here. 11 pushes. Doesn't seem like a lot. But it is. Anyway, let's put the picks up. Green Bay, Columbia, and Bowling Green. Now, I do have 2 games I put on the YouTube Premium for the folks. Not any of these games. These were near misses. Again, the Green Bay team, it's kind of tough. I don't know. I mean, I'm pegging this as a comfortable win for them. I can see a double-digit win for these guys. Let's go Green Bay at home over Fort Wayne. Next up, we have Columbia here. You know, we've talked about being at home, taking care of business. And does this line look a little low, considering you have a 7-17 team, 3-8 on the road? Brown just beat them. 12 days ago, 13 days ago, 2 weeks basically. 83-69. Excuse me, Columbia beat them. 83-69 in Brown. But prior to that, 6 straight Brownie wins. So, yes, Brown is down, 7-17. 3 wins on the road. Coming off a win at Penn. I mean, it's not like they... again, Penn is 1-8 in conference. Not that good. Them and Dartmouth, really the bottom of the barrel here. They got the win there. And they won at Harvard. Obviously, Columbia a little bit better. Middle of the pack here. It's Cornell and Yale and everybody else. It's low at 3.5. I don't know. Why do I feel... and I hate grabbing something that looks like it's that easy when you're like, oh, it's just look at the records of this team. This team's 18-8. This one's 10-14 and the line's a pick. You know, that matters. But in this spot, I'm just going to go off my numbers and say Columbia should get it done here. Much like the Green Bay game. You have 2 teams here. Now, Green Bay, We talked about this the other day with Green Bay. I'm jumping back to Green Bay real fast before I get to the Mac attack, the original Mac attack, not the double A Mac. They were in first place at the time, and was like a pick 'em at home or something. And I think the consensus in the chat was like, "Hey, you got to go against Green Bay or something," or maybe it was Green Bay when they're playing Robert Morris. Whatever the case may be, Green Bay is 12-4 in conference play here. A team that was picked for last. A short line versus Fort Wayne, who, again, like Robert Morris said, was in third from the bottom because you have Detroit, who's got 1 win, IUP, who's stinky, he's got 2 wins. Robert Morris is 6. Here comes Fort Wayne at the bottom as well. At least they're 8-8. They're 500. So you get a big chunk. There's not much difference for me between 10-7, 9-7s, and 8-8s. It looks a little low. Again, I just think there's no real respect given to the Green Bay team that has won. They have won in conference. They have 12 wins. I don't know. And then lastly, here we'll go to the MAC. Why I like Bowling Green, a little home puppy. Now, the Toledos of the original MAC, top dogs here with Akron running the ship. But again, Bowling Green, middle team, 7-6 in conference play, 10-3 at home. We mentioned the road records high, 6-4 on the road for Toledo. 6-5 when you go into the neutral kind of stuff. 9 losses overall, with a win, 88-72, to reel off 5 in a row in this series, and they've covered a bunch of these. They just beat top dog Akron 72-64. Not that this is a letdown, so to speak. It's not Ohio State knocking off Purdue and coming on the road and winning like we did on Minnesota tonight. But you're still off your rivalry game. You just tied up for first place. You look at lowly Bowling Green. We should beat these guys. Bowling Green has just lost 3 straight on the road. 62-60, 69-60, 86-60. Not scoring much. Not scoring much on the road. Sign me up, though, for a home doggy versus a team who just beat the rival. And now they're locked into a first-place brouhaha, sitting at 11-2. The pair of them. So there's that. Now, a quick Marcos minute for my guy. What time is it? 7:54. We'll say it's like an 8-minute mark for our guy Marcos. Just in case he pops in late, or I could tell him right in the morning, hey, I did a Marcos minute, the 8-minute mark for you, Marcos. Go watch the other video. Akron and Kent State. I would lean towards Kent. Penn and Dartmouth. I would lean to the home doggies here with Dartmouth. I own a rider. Give me a little Riders on the Storm. Doors reference, in case anybody's an oldies rock fan. Marist and Manhattan. Let's. Foxes or the Jaspers? We'll go. You know what? Oh, man. Pass. Give me some Niagara. I'll take some Cornell. I thought about St. Mary's, the Mount St. Mary's here, not St. Mary's, Mount St. Mary's. Mentioned Green Bay, we said Columbia. I would think Princeton should be able to get done here, but I don't like laying on the road here in Ivy play. We like Bowling Green. I do like Youngstown a little bit, maybe an over. Duquesne and the Fordhams. I'd be looking for the Fordham Rams. Quinnipiac and Fairfield. What is this line doing it to? I put Columbia in here. I probably should have put Quinny in here as the same kind of thing because I don't see how they don't win this game. But Fairfield, again, we got a pair of teams here. I think Fairfield just lost to Niagara. These are the top teams. Quinnipiac, Niagara, Fairfield. They're the top MAC attacks here. Quinny's number 1. Fairfield and Niagara is both at number 2. And Niagara just beat both of these guys. So Niagara comes in, and they are off Fairfield in off the Niagara 88 to 60 loss. And you have Quinny coming in. Well, I just lost Quinny. Here we go. Quinny's coming in off of their own 88-66 loss to Niagara. Fairfield beat Mount St. Mary's, lost the game before that at home, too, by the way, 65-63 to Niagara. And Quinny lost at home also to Niagara. So how about Niagara going on the road, winning both of those games? And now they are a slight little road dog here to Kanishis. That being said, I would sort of think I should take Quinnipiac here, but I think the Stags are to play the other side of this. And Nevada. I mean, San Jose State. Do you see some of these scores that San Jose State playing? Good grief, Charlie Brown. I mean, they should win by 10. How is this? You look at 82-50, 82-50 lost to Boise, 66-47, 90-60. Nevada crushed you already. But when it looks that good, I don't know. Added game, North Florida, Jacksonville. I sort of want to take the Ospreys. Oh, excuse me, as I yawned. I wanted to go Ospreys here. I actually circled it. Didn't pull the trigger on North Florida. But that is where my soul was taking me. Holy cow, 27 comments in the chat. Let's see what is happening in the chat. I'm sure. What is going on with StreamYard? I can't even get to the comments. What is happening here? I'm sure the comments are all like, wow, you've been on mute the whole time or something. Nick Nasty's leaning in. Fairfield. I just mentioned. I'm with you on the Stags, Nick. Dave's in the house, son. Have a nice day. Your picture style. Thank you. You're welcome. We'll take the wins when we can. It's been a struggle, college, but I should say we're having a little losing year. We have not, again, even today, 2-1-1. Yesterday, 1-3, a half-point loser there. Could have been switched around. The day before that, we had another push in another game off of the site. I shouldn't say I can't, because in January and the first week of February, we were rolling along. Things were turning good, and then we just kind of hit the pushes and tough losses again. Hopefully, it turns around now for tournament time here, Dave. Thanks for subscribing. Michael B's in the house. I have one remaining bet. Washington State plus 13, looking good. We got live. Let's see. Where is Washington State? Here we go. End of the first half. Is that what I'm seeing correctly? Slight lead on Arizona. Michael says, whatever kind of day, New Mexico State. Wow, St. Pete was 10-15 from 3 in the first half. I lost a live bet money line with Arizona first half because of horrible calls by the ref. Shaken by a head. Oregon first half. Oregon get it done there first half? Yeah, 40-32. Florida Atlantic winner. Northwestern. There you go. There you go. Michael B says, what is going on here with this? I didn't bet any NBA. I was going to bet the Warriors, but once LeBron was ruled out, I did not want to get involved. Should have had the Warriors crushing them. Well, I mean, I did not have them. I had the Magic, the Clippers, and Charlotte on the site today. Although I did like Golden State because the Lakers. I saw somewhere. I don't want to get my guy T Money too riled up. It's bedtime for him. I'm be up all night staring at the ceiling. Is it true LeBron James now has the most All-Star game losses of all time? Are they going to have to do something else to get him to not be the worst ever? One college basketball game I was looking at is Bowling Green. I just feel like it's a big letdown spot, Toledo. I mentioned it. North Enders in the house. Good to see you. So mad at myself for not betting Minnesota. So line coming down, and all my samples showed the money on them. First half full game. Again, with the samples, Mike, you don't worry about that kind of stuff. You can't worry about that kind of stuff now. You're going to get these books are going to put out whatever. We've done it in this chat live. Someone says, "Hey, these are the splits my book showing." I go to another place, I pull up their splits, totally different. Forget that nonsense, man. This is why you have to. If you like your game, I do this show night before. It's works out more, in, I think, football than basketball kind of stuff. But the premise is simple. Think on your own. Have an idea of what you want to bet before you get wrapped up into all that other stuff. The public will win a game. That's fine. Here's the thing, Mike. Oh, the public's out in Minnesota. That's fine on Minnesota. You know what? They got Minnesota with 5 other teams in a parlay, and they're going 4-2, 4-1 in a parlay. Like don't worry about that because they're not straight betting. That's lobbied up in some 8-legger. Cannot worry about that stuff. Sniper West is in the house. I like Yale tomorrow. He's a Yale guy. I mean, again, Cornell. I'll follow you, Wes. You know what you're talking about. You like Yale? Maybe I'll grab a little Yale for myself. I'll throw it in a little mixer. Moneyline Markel is in the house. The King is here. Hello, King Moneyline Markel. And hey, thanks for saying hi to me too. Appreciate it. Nick Nasty saying a little wave out to the King. You know, I love the NBA, so the Sixers money line is what I'm looking at. So Philly tomorrow versus the Cavaliers. Philly just got smacked by the Knicks. Cleveland, a loser to my Magic, who I said to take. Do you really? Philly has now lost 1, 2, 3, 6 straight games at home. I mean, I'd be more inclined to take Cleveland, even laying a little bit on the road here. I don't want to get involved with the Philly team. They are not looking good at all. Charleston cashes the little Charleston. There was a lot of Charleston love in the chat today, King D. All right, hey, listen, we're gonna take a bad night and follow it up with a good night. Get those units back. There you go. Nothing wrong with that. And Minnesota got the win, says Markel. They sure did. I love fading the Ohio State Buckeyes. I don't know. So, why is my mouse not working? I got my little air sprayer. I spray the bottom of the mouse. I ordered a fancy mouse pad from Desker. Doesn't roll. Thunder came through. They sure did. Wright State and the Nuggets. Nuggets rolled big time. Excellent win there. And now you have Washington in a back-to-back spot. I want to sort of take Washington tomorrow. Getting 15. I don't know. Same with Phoenix tomorrow. Washington, Phoenix, and Memphis. For me, I don't know. I didn't play any of them though. We'll look tomorrow. We'll look tomorrow at the NBA. It's tough doing the NBA. It's hard enough getting it right on the noon show. I can't do it a midnight the day before. King D saying hi to Nick and Moneyline Markel. King D's asking about the Blue Hens. EQ is in the house. What do you say? Charleston. The Charleston was a play today and said, I really like Charleston today. Was strong and see Delaware. Yeah, dude. No Delaware. Moneyline Markel's happy with his bank today. Betting Nerfy preseason baseball. How'd that work out today? How'd that work out? I mean, I was saying like, oh, you just take the Padres in both games, right? They're playing. Where are they playing? Korea, Japan. No, thank you. Nick Nancy said, OSU screwed you. What were you doing taking Ohio State, Nick? Come on. Even King D saying, let's go. I know you're going to hate this, but I don't know. Warriors to have the best second half record plus 2,500. They are coming together. Again, I had to look at the schedule. I wouldn't, not that I'd hate it. Let's pull up, where are the standings here? NBA standings. So Golden State is 11 back. For them to go on a run, see, I don't know because you got teams. I mean, do you think Denver, the Clippers? I mean, you know the Thunder's going to want to win games, and they're 1, 2, and 3 back of Minnesota. Like those teams are not in a position where, hi, I don't want to have a home court. New Orleans is 2.5 back of the 4 spot. Dallas is 3 back of the 4. Like they're all sort of there. Phoenix is there. I mean, even your crappy Lakers and Suns. I mean, you're a couple games out of 8th place here. Is it worth a shot? I'm not going to say no. It's 25-1, and you're a championship pedigree team. But when I see the Thunder, Clippers, and Denver all jockeying for a 2 seed, I mean, those guys aren't going to be like, oh, we're not going to play ball today. Obviously, if you're in the other conference, sure. I mean, it's Boston and everybody else. Oh. Nick Nash's got a little glass of Merlot. He's happy. King D's checking in on my kill. And with me, Michael says, you're right. I know when I started betting every day a few years ago, I knew nothing about money and line movement. And I got obsessed with it, not trying so hard to ignore. Listen, there's nothing wrong with trying to predict and read the tea leaves of where lines are going to go. That's fine. That's how you should be. That's how I do my games. You see that. I mean, in NFL, you see that. It's like I got the Monday paper for the next week when we do that. Basketball's a little tougher for sure. Because you got groups come in. You could really head fake out books on overnight lines and move stuff different ways. It's a little more, it's tougher. But like I say, no matter what the sport, you sort of know who you like the day before. The lines are here. They've been out since 3 o'clock this afternoon. Right? I mean, I don't know how you don't have the lines written down when they're posted and say, you know what, I sort of like this, 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 this. I print rotation. I put little question marks next to something I sort of like, dots next to the ones I'm going to take. Maybe I'll circle the rotation number, come back to it. You should know before you read something. Oh, here come the splits. Tomorrow at noon, I mean, the horse is out of the barn. That line's bet into. I mean, you're on the West Coast. You're 3 hours behind everybody else. You getting up at 4 a.m. when these lines start moving? Know who you like at a time. And then you could see how they go. If it's, are you right? Were you wrong? You, as I say, if you can't just for a week write down everything, not you, Michael. This is just in general. I'll take Michael off so it's look at much for Mike. It's for anybody. Oh, the splits. That's whatever that. Write down your stuff for a week. Don't play them. Everything. Ones you're going to play. Ones that are right there. Write the lines down. Day before, night beforehand, early if they moved. See how you do. See how you do. Don't worry about the splits. And then start betting at 6:30 for 7 o'clock games. Oh, the line moved this way. Can't do that. St. Babs is bad this year. Where are the Babsies? Santa Barbara, 10-16 this year. Nah, definitely not looking all that spectacular. I'd have to agree to that. That's not a good record. Long Beach, Irvine's got them by 20. I'm looking at Bakersfield. Now, again, Irvine, top dogs here in the Big West. Not a shocker for that one. Shocker is the San Diego at number 2. The Tritons. Well, who saw that coming? Michael B. Man, I know who I like tomorrow, but you do this for a living. It's all you do. I have a full-time career that takes up 62 hours of my week. All right, don't take it easy. Don't start yelling at me through the thing here, Mike. All I'm just saying is, don't worry about that stuff. Don't. You have to forget about that. Today's day and age, it's legal in how many states, right? Uh, Every person's got a IG, a Twitter, a TikTok going out there saying, "Watch me, do this, do that." Then you turn on ESPN, Fox, CBS, whatever your local sports channels. Oh, every show has some gambling person on. Then you're just overwhelmed. Every podcast all over the joint videos. And I'm not knocking other people's videos. I want people to come watch me and maybe pick up something. But you have to say, this is what I like. And it's stupid, like the confirmation bias. Listen, if I'm listening to something and I'm already on my game for NFL on a Friday, I'm liking it. I'm betting on Sunday before the games go off. And then on Tuesday, I'm listening to somebody else say, and they're on something. Do I feel better about it? Absolutely. I mean, that's fine. Like you, obviously, I get on a game somebody else, and I'm like, oh, good. I'm glad we're on the same side, and you feel better about it, right? Somebody's opposite. You're like, oh boy, am I making a big mistake here? What am I doing wrong? But listen, don't yell at me. You're yelling! Exclamation points. Oh, you need a bunch of caps in here. At this point in college, these are basically betting numbers and checking lineups. Yeah, it's you're a month into conference play. Tournament start in 2 weeks. Atlantic Sun next Monday to 4th. It's not next Monday, but Monday to 4th, right around the corner. It should always be about the numbers. I mean, it's always about numbers to me. Never about the teams. The lineups are the tough part in college basketball, though. That's the kind of stuff. I mean, it makes or. I mean, I don't. You feel bad about your losses, right? You can be like, oh, I had this game, half point loser, 2 point loser. If I'm going to start digging and see, like, I got guys sitting out, I can't do that. These college kids, no injury reports. You get a day of, close to game time. Now, if I hear about it, do I try to get out of something? I guess I would. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not yelling at you. I don't know who you do. I don't know who. I guess that's how you do this for a living. It's incredibly frustrating. It is extremely. I know. I know you weren't yelling. I was just making a joke with the exclamation points. Listen, it's not a. It's not easy. I mean, it is a grind. Literally, it sounds stupid, and people say like, "Oh, grinding." Like, I mean, people really just bet for a living. A handful, not many. I mean, I guess I met some cats out in Vegas who move big money. I don't move money like that. I'm not part of some syndicate group and a bunch of guys with people in Michigan and Florida and Vegas and Jersey and Mexico. I'm one guy, a guy with 2 teenagers, and a wife and a mom. You know, that's why I'm. I'll never be like these other podcast cats. Like I'm a guy. Well, hey, we win, we lose, we move on. What am I gonna do? I'm not. I can't. And I'm not saying when you first bet, you're like, oh, the highs and lows of it. I get that. I've been there. But uh, first bets in like 1990. I ran a pool. It's a long time ago. I know what you meant. Nick says, does line movement alter the way you bet? It doesn't alter because I'm already like down on that game. And I don't I feel good about my games. Like I wouldn't bet them if I thought they were wrong. Now things go awry, but where am I going, Nick? Like again, this week, lucky that I'm like my old school thinking where I'm like, all right, I have a team -4, +4, whatever it is, and then it moves somewhere other direction. Well, a guy's out, something happens. How, I go the other way, and what? Then I don't get that. I got a bad number on one side. I don't cover that number. I don't cover the other, and I got a double loser. I come in. I got to live bet this. I mean, that's why I like to get down ahead of time before things start moving, and then I just own my games. They win, great. Listen, I was ahead of the move. It was awesome. Line goes the other way, and they don't. Most times I have a good number, and in the long run, that'll win out for me. And I say that all the time, and people don't like to hear that. Like, oh, you don't mind losing. Nah, I'll take a loss sometimes. Yeah, you're going to lose betting. But what do I look for in it? I'm not looking for anything line movement. I'm trying to beat what I think is going to happen. I have my number thinks okay, um, like Cornell, basically a pick 'em to me, right? So it's a one where there's no real edge for me in that game. So when we do shows like who do you like? Ah, sort of like that. Nothing really jumps at me. Like there's, to, I'll get off here. I'll print out the Saturday card, and I'm gonna have 30 games probably that I'm probably gonna chip down to like 8 because one I'm having a 500 season. I mean, what am I? I'm 282 and 271 or something like that. I mean, I'm a couple games over 500. Not gonna be out here forcing things when I'm not hitting, especially on a week where I'm going 2-1 every day, 2-1-1, 1-3, 3-1-1. But the line movement, if I'm going to chase like that, there's nothing to even look for, Nick. Like you could turn on an odd screen and see the line going one way, and you could just jump in and follow that. I'm not doing that. I want to be on that ahead of time. Like, oh, I was right, or oh boy, I might be in trouble. And especially with basketball or an early football move, is it a real move? Is it the old okey doke head fake from some group? And I repeat myself, but I will. I'll say it again. Write down the stuff you like ahead of time. The lines are out for tomorrow, right? You should have your games. Who you kind of like. Write down lines next to them. You might forget in the morning if you don't bet them. Like, oh, wasn't last night that was 3.5? Now it's 3. Now it's 2.5. Wow. And then you get a little more confident in yourself. You know, like, hey, I was right on these things, and bet ahead of time. Again, with the line movement, with the public kind of stuff, you got to throw that out. This is not 1995. It's not 2005. It's not 2015. King D's agreeing with me. Nick Nace says I'm new. I know you're new. It's Listen, Nick. For as long as I'm doing it, and I say in here all the time, I got to change a little bit. I don't think people, the new betters, like doing sides and totals. I come in here. Oh, no player props. I don't player props. No, we got a lot. There's a lot of live betting shows. I mean, your Earl's Round, Dave, uh, Mike Pod, Dave Rogers. Like, how many live shows are there? Like, that's something I should probably get into. Now, is it a little? Could I probably do that now with teenagers as opposed to little kids? I mean, I was doing this when my kids were small. Saturdays. As much as I don't really watch games, 10 years ago on a Saturday or on a Sunday, I'm out. I'm picking pumpkins. We're going to farms, petting zoos, wherever. But I have to change. I have to start getting into more first fives and regulation for ice instead of just being side total because that's what I had forever. It's a learning experience. It takes a long time, Nick. It's not something to do overnight. There's a lot of people jump in like, oh, look at this. I'm awesome. I'm on a great run. I'm a pro. Okay. Years and years, ever changing, never easy. Nathan says, catch a three-teamer. There you go. Nice 3-0 parlay there, Nathan. Good job. I thought he was part of the Jersey Mafia. You part of the Mafia? I'm a solo cat, baby. No, no group, just me. Just me and my giant head. Oh, yeah. I met his daughter. She was out in Bet Bash. She was very nice. I talked to her. I saw her at the Legacy Club. And I said, I want to say that was very nice. She said about it. She said something very nice. And I hope one day my kids would say something that nice about me. King D. Delaware best player was out again against Hofstra. Couldn't figure out why the line was 4. Moore set out with illness, 12 points per game. Yeah, that's big. Lean and yell first half. I just mentioned this Yale Cornell game. To me, it's a pick. I have nothing really to say on that. Take the 250. I know you hit the parlay. Enjoy it, Nathan. It's a good winner. I see you got a new picture here. No more watch. It looks like you hit some kind of thing on what's that, Ultimate X? What game is that? Nick Nasty. Sometimes I bet a spread and then I see that changes. I've lost a few bets that way. It happens. That's the line's gonna move. But as you get better, you could be on the better side of it. You know? And like you said, you lost a couple games. Like what games are these that you lost on? You know? Is it a crazy public game? You know, is it everyone's on that same side as you and you all lost because the line moved a point? Is it a marquee top 10 college basketball matchup, football matchup, some kind of huge game that, you know, you got to look at that. Oh, yeah, this is the how do you know if it's a fake? That's the hard part finding, that's just I don't even know how to do it as a fake, Nick, cuz you know what? I don't if I'm on a if you could accept that you're going to lose 50 something percent of the time, like you have to win 52.5% of the time. So if you could accept that you have to win like 50 like I say like 54 55% for me long term I'm happy with. People think that's crap. Good luck with that. You it's just such a small percentage that you need to win. You have to again, people's brains think, "Oh, I can hit 60%." You're going to lose some games. So be it. Accept some losses. You're going to be on the wrong sides of games. I'm on the wrong sides of games. And let's be honest, whether it moves or not, it's still a loser, right? Whether the line moves, oh, you got it at 4, it went down to 2. Everybody was on the other side and lost. Still a loser. You would have bet at 2 would have lost, right? You had a game. Hey, I'm laying 4 this game. Went up to 6. I feel really good about myself. Team loses outright or doesn't cover, wins by 1. It's still a loser, right? I mean, you're going to have the folks who say, "Who cares about closing line value? Doesn't mean anything. A loss is a loss, a win's a win." Yes and no to that. It doesn't make a difference. But in the long run, it will make a difference. Maybe not that day because it's a loss, but you keep always having a better number. Like we say about the matchups with the ranked unranked. Again, I was saying that way before this season started. I've been saying that for years on here. It's something that's it's just something looks odd. Just go the other way. They're not fake spreads. They're just I hate to call them. It's not fake. Like, are you talking like the crazy? Like, well, why is this team favored by 2? You think it should be higher? If the guys who live on islands and in deserts who have food and water shipped into them If they think that line's going to be that way, and you think it's an easy winner for you, it's definitely not. That's the way I look at it. How to no, it's a bad spread. That's number one in my mind. The lines come out of the islands and select few in Vegas, places where food and water is in short supply. So don't ever think they're giving you something easy. Don't make the bets unless you have an edge. Shop around, keep books. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, listen, if she's a start, she's not going to have 10 books to go surf through or five. And the hardest thing here, King D, let's be honest, people don't want edge. They just want to bet. And it's not their fault because you turn on the TV or these apps, it's like, oh, have fun betting with your friends. Have fun bet with are your friends paying? You're losing bets. They're paying your bills. I mean, I'm all for if you like your job, it's not really a job and you enjoy going to it or whatever. I think that's a fair thing to say about things. I know that's not people are like, oh, that's stupid to say. It shouldn't well, if you like doing something, it's no harm in liking something. But definitely need to shop around. I left money on the table, not taping the maple. Listen, we're always going to remember the winner. You're not going to remember your three losers. Don't think of it that way. That's that's how you fall down to like a degenerate well, Nathan. Oh man, I put 50 on. I should have put 150. So I didn't win $50. I lost 100. Now you got to start doubling up because you think you should have won more. Change your thinking. Movie scene was based off a real person. Yeah, 100% true story. Triple bonus plus was the game. All right, that's the game. I see a bunch. I see it all up there. I didn't know what it was. Is an edge? No, 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 no. Nick Nancy, the edge is like your edge. You look at a game and you're like, all right, I think, all right, I like Bowling Green today. Right, they're a home dog. Now, do I have them at a edge? No. I mean, should they be a dog to Toledo? Sure, but I'm going to take the 3.5 points because I think the edge is that I'm getting a home dog. Teams really don't win as much as they do at home, and I have a Toledo team coming off a big win versus a better opponent. And now they have to face a lesser team on the road where, hello, we've seen throughout college basketball, winning on the road is extremely difficult. It's not hard to figure out. You go look at teams' records and you say, wow, Cal Irvine, 19-7, they're really good. Yeah, well, they're 6-7 on the road. Weird. All 7 losses on the road. Those kind of things. So you have to find your own edge. You got to cut out an edge for yourself, what you think an edge is. I'm on an opposite side of somebody. We both think we have a winner. Michael says, I'm out of here. Have a good night. I'll forever hate the entire state of New Mexico after the last 2 nights. Yeah. Listen, we get them at 5.5. It goes 8. You think you got a winner? Nope. Edge, in my opinion, is a trend or bad number by books according to your own power rating. That's it. See, you need that's what it's getting like. If someone doesn't have their own kind of number, and it's weird how somebody's going to come up with their own numbers. Like I kind of just, again, for years, you just kind of think where a number should be, for me at least. I'm not running data matrices and synergies and point per possessions and DVOAs and football types of kind of stuff. Like you just kind of do that. It kind of just gets ingrained with you doing it for a while. I think for a new person, and I say this all the time, start writing down what you like. Why do you like it? Why do you like it? Something to say about taking out a pen and a pad and writing down why you like something, the pros and cons of something. Why do you like Team A today? Why? Oh, they should win? I need more than that. I need more. I need a lot more than that. Kidney's laughing at Mike and his New Mexico comment. Lost the hundo with those SOB Santa Clara Broncos first half. Santa Clara. Where's the Clara? Yeah, Loyal Marmount. Got you there, huh? All right. There you go, LMU. See, I'm looking over here. I should be looking right below. Maurice Haas, he likes Quinnipiac tomorrow. Here we go. Lines 2. Niagara, Green Bay, Mount St. Mary's. It's looking like a 5-0 Friday. Well, that's 4 games. Who's your 5th? who's the 5th game? I got Green Bay right with you. Michael says, cheers. Nick says, thank you, Higgs and Kidney, for explaining some things. I'll try, Nick. I'm not a good teacher. I don't know. If I could teach better, I would. I don't have the words or the educational prowess to explain deep betting theories. And there's a lot of listen, there's a lot of cats out there who do that kind of stuff. Mine, like, again, it's more of, I hate to say like at the feel kind of thing. I have what I think the line should be. I don't know whether that's just based on my betting for years, my gut, my brain, my sixth sense, whatever the case may be. But there is legit methods to madness where you can go down and really get into things. KD says, Nick, stay blessed. I love seeing people win. We're trying. Thank you, King. Maurice says, Jacksonville, 901 straight up at home. I'm thinking North Florida. I said earlier I did the Marcos minute. I'm going to start calling the Maurice minute for you at late night. I did like North Florida. Thought about taking them here. Ospreys, let's go. Nick says, I like all those Marines except Quinnipiac. King D's hitting the sack tonight. Got the little one. So 9 on Quinny. Little Fairfield action. And again, I sort of like Fairfield myself. King D, have a good night. I sort of like the Fairfield play myself. I mentioned that earlier in the show. Like, although I do have Columbia in here 3.5, I should, for intention purposes, have Quinny in here as well. Because I hate picking and choosing. If I'm going to do one, you got to do them both. So it's either got to be both fades or both dogs here. The Columbia numbers I liked a little better than the Quinnipiac numbers. Well, we'll see what happens. I'm sure tomorrow our guy Pound will be in here pounding his chest for the Bobcats, Quinnipiac. But I don't know. I think it might be a Stags play for me. But Green Bay, Columbia, and Bowling Green official for the video. Maurice says, I love when teams on losing streaks come back home. As I said, winning at home, teams do it. Teams win at home. I mean, it's pretty simple. And plus, now you have a short little fave here too, at a 2.5 or whatever it is for Quinnipiac. So I'm all for a home team. I'm still a little old school in my thinking where it comes to home fields, home courts. You should at least have like 3-point edge. You know, that used to be the old days. So when I see 2.5, I do get a little like, oh boy, I don't like seeing stuff like that. You know. So I don't know. Alrighty, well, nice little chatty chat tonight. Try to explain a little bit to Nick, although I'm not the best explainer. It's not what I do. Just try to give you little tidbits of my tiny little brain. Midday my tomorrow, 12 noon. And then we got the live show. After that, me, Jesse, and Ross. I'll check that out. But back tomorrow. And that's a wrap for Thursday. Friday. It's Friday morning. Details matter. Jack Reacher.